Welcome, everybody, to our Metafide Spaces recap. I'm CEO, co-founder Frank Spicer. With me, we have Community Development Officer, Keyboard Yeti, and co-founder and Chief Business Development Officer, Matt Cross. We're going to be recapping today's space. We've discussed quite a bit today, and we want to make sure that we get it out to everybody. Great session on tokenomics and our core beliefs on what we believe makes a fair token ecosystem, right? So one of the things that we discussed was how an inflationary token ecosystem prints more tokens in circulation. And our system is different in that it's a fixed supply and also a deflationary system by way of the way the games are played, giving the users a much more fair and equitable way to participate in the value creation of the token. We reward the tokens that are played early by burning them out of existence so the existing holders can see the gains, and giving those users a chance to win more tokens earlier on in the process as they accrue value. Is that right, Matt? Did I cover it?
Yep, that's exactly right. A system that rewards you for being early and doesn't take away from you as it grows.
Right. It's excellent point. And we talked about a little bit about the various schools of economics. The Keynesian school of economics, meaning, a centrally managed money supply, injecting liquidity into the ecosystem, and how Bitcoin came about as a protest against quantitative easing back in the Lehman Brothers banking crisis. I encourage everybody to read up on what happened back then if you're not familiar. Essentially, the United States government, by way of the Federal Reserve, it's not a government entity, but there was a bunch of cooperation between banks and the Fed and trying to mitigate the cascading credit defaults that were initiated. They printed a bunch of money, and essentially what came out is a product called TARP, Toxic Asset Relief Program, and quantitative easing. And then there was QE2. When that started to pick up steam, the first block committed to the Bitcoin network was by Satoshi, and it was a protest against quantitative easing. So it's right there, QE2, the quantitative easing protest of inflating the money supply so that everyday ordinary people's holdings were devalued so they could inject more liquidity into the ecosystem, right? And that was essentially not what Satoshi considered fair, and brought about the whole concept of Bitcoin and therefore crypto into the system. Um, we look at it a little bit differently here. We had a little bit of a discussion on economics. Yeti here does not believe the same is applicable to general governance and money supply in economies, but he does believe that it is a fair way to do a Web3 project and to reward early participation in value creation. Is that right, Yeti? I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, that's 100% true. For a project, it makes absolute sense because, I mean, you're not, people are choosing to invest and interact with it, and it's a choice they're making. I'd say that's where I would draw the line between those. And I think, it having a non-inflationary or, a deflationary system can cut people out of a system, for a system that is a opt-in kind of system, like a project, that makes absolute sense because you're rewarding people who are active early participants, um, which is what we want to do. It's what the community wants. It's what we want to encourage people to get in early. We want to encourage people to be active in the system, and so yeah, it's
Yeah, yeah. Our core beliefs is that anybody adding value to the system should see a reward commensurate with the amount of value they add to the system. And anybody that wants to just passively support the project and hold the token, and we value that quite a bit too. We want to make sure there's rewards given back to them as well, by way of us decreasing the overall supply of the token. We talked about we have an initial target of burning 2.5% of every token out of each game. We're going to be decreasing the supply with every 1 minute and 24-hour game when we launch. We're also going to introduce 5 minute and 60-minute intervals. So all of those games will be burning tokens out of existence. We talked about how that's less than our target rake or whatever we're going to take from the game. So we can never put more tokens into circulation than we're taking out. And it makes for a pretty fair project for the users. So we take great care in that. Matt and I went through this a whole bunch. We were presented with a bunch of different opportunities in planning the tokenomics to make it inflationary or some way, or essentially have some sort of pressure release valve to go in and mint more tokens if we wanted to. And we just decided the right thing is to commit to a fixed supply at the start and then deflate it over time through the demonstrated utility of the token. So that's, I think, where we netted out on that. And we're not going to move off of that. We've made all the hard decisions to get it to the point now. And we could have easily done something else, but I think, we're there now. So I don't want to put words in Matt's mouth either, but I think that's pretty much how it went, right, Matt?
Yeah, I would say that's exactly how it went, Like I always say, let's use math in our benefit to create value for people. And that's our core economics over at Fide, is every single time a game is played, take tokens out of circulation. And then every single time that people continue to add to the signal and improve it, let's show people the success of that signal and trade off of it, and then be able to, distribute those rewards back to the community via buying and burning the token.
That's right. And one more thing that we talked about was we also are going to operate our own treasury according to the signal that we get from this, and we're going to take those tokens, and every 90 days we're going to set a target of an amount to burn out of existence by way of contributing 25% of our gains as it stands now, commit to burn those out of existence as well. So there's both of those mechanisms, the deflationary aspect of the game, and then we're actually using the signal to demonstrate that it's workable in the real world against actual assets, and using the gains of that to prove to people that we're burning them out of existence. So I think another, benefit to community holders is there. And then one of the really important things that we discussed is the Mantle token holders who've been with us since the beginning. We're going to allow for a premium to convert to this system that we're launching now. So we're going to get everybody taken care of and well situated going on into the launch that we're preparing for right now. And we're probably going to invite those people in within the next 30 days or less. So mark your calendars, find us on Discord, discord.gg/Fide-token. Find us on Metafide, YouTube at Metafide, and make sure you're registered for the waitlist at surge.metafide.io, so that way you can get in early. The people that get in early will also be awarded the right to invite people in, and then that's another way that they can share in the upside of the value created, because everybody downstream from you will contribute to a claimable pool that you can yourself come back every day and once a month to claim. So did I leave anything out?
No, that's a great explanation of everything. Excited to see everyone on board and Fide.
Yeah, we're getting ready to do this. So we're standing at the edge of the plane ready to jump out. Can't wait to do it with everybody. Couldn't have done it without you guys and the team and the community. So let's get ready to do this. And we'll see everybody on the next one, all right? Take it easy.
Take care, everyone.
Cheers.
Bye-bye. Metafide is the only AI-powered Bitcoin prediction game where traders compete in real time to forecast BTC's price in a fast 1 to 5 minute round. Test your skills against global players. Take on 1x risk with the ability to win multiplied payouts and prize pots. The more accurate and early, the better the outcome. Pre-register now for early access to generational wealth.